legacies. Are you ready to uncover the secrets of the darkest? Stay tuned as we reveal the story. Let's get started. Nimrod. This occurred after Noah's time. He is a descendant of Cush, who ruled over the land of Shinar. His kingdom initially thrived in Babylon, Eresh, Akkad, and Calneh in Shinar. The beginning of his kingdom was Babel, and Eresh, and Akkad, and Calneh in the land of Shinar in Babylonia. Long ago, people aimed to build a tower that would reach the heavens. Their goal was to gain fame. The tower they envisioned resembled a ziggurat. Humanity split, scattering and speaking different languages. The people at Babel declared independence not from another nation, but from God himself. Their words were, "Let's build a city and a tower that reaches the heavens. Let's make a name for ourselves." Both endeavors focused on humanity, reflecting a form of humanism. Jezebel, queen, the most evil among all kings, causing much devastation. Jezebel used Ahab to further her evil schemes, and he readily complied. A worshipper of Baal, spreading this practice, depicted in sculptures with a helmet bearing bull horns symbolizing strength and fertility, held a club for thunder and a spear with leaves for lightning and vegetation. Driven by her thirst for power and ruthless suppression of dissent, she disregarded all moral constraints, showing fervor in her devotion to pagan rites. Jezebel worked tirelessly to maintain idolatry in both kingdoms. The tragic account of Jezebel and Ahab's demise unfolds in 1 Kings chapter 21, set in their palace in Jezreel. Beside the palace stood Naboth the Jezreelite's vineyard. Ahab desired the vineyard for a garden, but Naboth refused to sell. Jezebel, noting Ahab's discontent over Naboth's refusal, assured him the vineyard would soon be his. Using deceit, she orchestrated Naboth's death to secure the vineyard for Ahab. Calculated and wicked schemes were as relentless as they were evil. Elijah confronted Ahab en route to claim the vineyard, prophesying Ahab's demise, the gruesome fate awaiting Jezebel in Jezreel, and the dishonor of Ahab's descendants.
I did not laugh. But he said, "Yes, you did laugh." When the men got up to leave, they looked down towards Sodom, and Abraham walked along with them to see them on their way. Shall I hide from Abraham what I am about to do? Abraham will surely become a great and powerful nation, and all nations on earth will be blessed through him. For I have chosen him, so that he will direct his children and his household after him, to keep the way by doing what is right and just. The outcry against Sodom and Gomorrah is so great, and their sin so grievous, that I will go down and see if what they have done is as bad as the outcry that has reached me. If not, I will know. The men turned away and went towards Sodom, but Abraham remained standing. What if only 10 can be found there? He answered, "For the sake of 10, I will not destroy it." The two angels arrived at Sodom in the evening, and Lot was sitting in the gateway of the city. When he saw them, he got up to meet them and bowed down with his face to the ground. "My lords," he said, "please turn aside to your servant's house. You can wash your feet and spend the night, and then go on your way early in the morning." "No," they answered, "we will spend the night in the square." But he insisted so strongly that they did go with him and entered his house. He prepared a meal for them, baking bread without yeast, and they ate. Before they had gone to bed, all the men from every part of the city of Sodom, both young and old, surrounded the house. They called to Lot, "Where are the men who came to you tonight? Bring them out to us so that we can have sex with them." Lot went outside to meet them and shut the door behind him and said, "No, my friends, don't do this wicked thing. But don't do anything to these men, for they have come under the protection of my roof." "Get out of our way," they replied. "This fellow came here as a foreigner, and now he wants to play the judge. We'll treat you worse than them." They kept bringing pressure on Lot and moved forward to break down the door. But the men inside reached out and pulled Lot back into the house and shut the door. They then struck the men who were at the door of the house, young and old, with blindness. so that they could not find the door. The two men said to Lot, "Do you have anyone else here? Sons-in-law, sons or daughters, or anyone else in the city who belongs to you? Get them out of here, because we are going to destroy this place. The outcry is so great that he has sent us to destroy it." So Lot went out and spoke to his sons-in-law, who were pledged to marry his daughters. He said, "Hurry and get out of this place, about to destroy the city." But his sons-in-law thought he was joking. With the coming of dawn, the angels urged Lot, saying, "Hurry, take your wife and your 2 daughters who are here, or you will be swept away when the city is punished." When he hesitated, the men grasped his hand and the hands of his wife and his 2 daughters and led them safely out of the city. As soon as they had brought them out, one of them said, "Flee for your lives. Don't look back and don't stop anywhere in the plain. Flee to the mountains, or you will be swept away." "But I can't flee to the mountains. This disaster will overtake me, and I'll die. Look, here is a town near enough to run to, and it is small. Let me flee to it. It is very small, isn't it? Then my life will be spared." He said to him, "Very well. I will grant you this request too. I will not overthrow the town you speak of, but flee there quickly, because I cannot do anything until you reach it." That is why the town was called Zoar. By the time Lot reached Zoar, the sun had risen over the land, rained down burning sulfur on Sodom and Gomorrah out of the heavens. Thus, he overthrew those cities and the entire plain, destroying all those living in the cities and also the vegetation in the land. Early the next morning, Abraham got up and returned to the place where he had stood. He looked down towards Sodom and Gomorrah, toward all the land of the plain, and he saw dense smoke rising from the land, like smoke from a furnace. Lot and his 2 daughters left Zoar and settled in the mountains, for he was afraid to stay in Zoar. He and his 2 daughters lived in a cave.
Sounds like